Welcome. Please rise as Jim Williams leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
If you're willing and able, would you please stand and join me in pledging our allegiance to our country and our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you are a member of this club who brought a visitor today, please remain standing after.
Good recovery.
After we take a test of 4 ways that we're expected to act as Rotarians. Of the things we think, say, and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And now, if you are a member of this club and you brought a visitor today, please find the camera, which is to my right. You turn up this. I'll bring the mic. Yes.
Good. I was going to have to use my teacher voice, but now I don't have to. Good morning, everybody. I'm delighted to be here with my daughter, Sarah Carpenter. Some of you might notice a resemblance. She's finishing up her master's degree in public policy at the University of Denver, and she's working in the field of health equity. So welcome, Sarah.
Welcome, Sarah.
My husband, Carl Kurtz, and I welcome Midge Korsak, our friend and longtime friend, to the club today for a visit. So welcome, Midge.
Welcome, Mitch.
Okay, Daniel, just look at the camera. This is a third-time visitor, Daniel Gali, who escaped from Southern California and came here and is happy to be here. Daniel wants to be part of a Rotary Club that is vibrant. Isn't that the word you used? But Daniel has 6 years ago started a company called Chicksa, which is organic rainforest issues, and also started less than a year ago something called Masa Seed Foundation. He's the director of operations, and this is his third time here. And just everybody say, come again. All right?
Welcome, Daniel. You will find vibrancy here.
We know each other. Just getting to know each other again. I have 2 guests today. This is Sid Fox. He's from an organization called SIP. It's Sustainable Israeli Palestinian Projects. Okay? And this is Sergio Atala, and he came to hear our guest speaker of a combined meeting for the first time of the PPE Committee, the World Community Service, and Peace Builders Committees all at once. And the reason we all showed up at the same time and same place is because we had a speaker from the West Bank, a professor there who is working on a project to try to recycle computer waste, which is a huge problem there because they burn the waste and to make some money on the side, and then it goes into the environment and people's drinking water and what they breathe, and the lead levels in the kids is rising terribly. So it's a huge problem. We want to try to help them out. And SIP happens to be a Boulder nonprofit, and they are very engaged in this project. So I want you to welcome both of them to our club. Thank you.
Thank you, Merrill. Welcome. Welcome. Did I miss anyone? Do we have any visitors? Thank you very much. Please join us again.
All right. Thank you, Jim, and welcome, everybody. So at President Training a year or two ago, they said that when you bang the gavel and everyone's still talking. That's a great sign. That's a vibrant club. They want to continue to talk, that friendship, that fellowship. Well, today, I couldn't help but notice that before today's meeting, I think half of you were here. I mean, there were so many people meeting at 10:30 and 11 o'clock, just so engaged. And I looked over and I'm like, wow, this is so incredible. People donating extra time before the lunch. So that really made me feel really good. Today's meeting, of course, is going to be wonderful, like we always have a great meeting. I remember something my mom once said. She said, Mike, I really felt old when I went in and my doctor was younger than me. And I just turned 50 a few months ago, and I'm not sure what it says when the coroner is younger than me. So I'm so glad that you're here. We're going to have a wonderful program. We're really looking forward to your talk. So thank you, Emma, for being here. A couple of announcements before we get started. First one is Rob Rutherford. Many of you know he had a surgery operation on a procedure on Monday. He's doing better. They haven't quite got the biopsy yet. He has part of his colon taken out. This is, he said that I could share all of this with you. He hopefully will come back from be released from the hospital in the next 2 or 3 days. No visitors, but I'm sure that any emails to his son Doug would be much appreciated. The next is the Boulder Rotary Club Foundation. 26 years ago, we started our own club foundation, and that birthday is on April 30th. So it's made a huge impact for our members and for our community, and it turns 26 years old in just a couple of days. So let's give a round of applause for that, I think. Just a few more things. Yesterday in the New York Times, they had an article about a polio vaccinator killed in Pakistan. And, here we are. We're in Boulder. We're donating money. We at Rotary have, made a huge effort to try to eradicate polio from the planet. And it's good for us to remember that there are still those last few cases in countries where people they're on the front line. They're putting their lives in danger. As the article says, there were 95 polio workers have been killed since 2012 in Pakistan, and 3 just last week. People, killing them because they think that they're harming their children or some other rumor. And so the work that we're doing here at Rotary to eradicate polio is absolutely important, and I just wanted to kind of share that with you. The last thing, before we have Bill talk about the Boulder Beer Trail, is tomorrow is our tree planting initiative. We're going to do 7 trees at the Harlow Platts, 1 tree up at the Mary Sando House in honor of Gingy Patterson. If you've signed up for that, please bring your sheet, your release of liability, that the city requires. And at 11 o'clock, we're going to have a barbecue. So for those of you who have signed up for it, it's going to be wonderful. I think a perfect morning, a perfect Boulder spring morning. So that being said, why don't you come on up, Bill Sebastian, wherever you are. Yeah, there you go.
Hello, everybody. I'm glad I could be here today, and hopefully you're glad I could be here too. So I'm going to talk to you about the Boulder Beer Trail. We were just up here 2 weeks ago. Larry was up here 2 weeks ago. We got a warm welcome, if you remember. But I'm here again because our signature event is happening on May 7th, which is less than 2 weeks away. And we're going to be having a party at Avery Brewery. So that's from 4 to 6:30. All right, that looks a little different than, okay, cool. So yeah, from 4 to 6:30, we're gonna have trivia and prizes. We've got appetizers. We're looking for additional venues to have multiple parties over the summer. So we want to reinvigorate the Boulder Beer Trail. We've got, the one thing I wanted to mention is Avery Brewery's got a beautiful new facility, relatively new, and of course you can get non-alcoholic beverages there. So we hope to see everybody at the brewery. It's combined with our happy hour this month. So we look forward to having everybody there and having a really strong showing. Currently Currently, the trail has 13 breweries on it. We want to make that 20. So we need volunteers to help us go out and find additional breweries. And we also are hoping to find some ambassadors that will go to our existing breweries and make sure that they've been taken care of and are happy. So this is a call out for additional volunteers. The other thing that's nice to know is that hikers get a very good value prop with what we offer. They can get, for just $20, they can get $75 to $100 worth of savings in beer. And what I think is even more of a value prop is the value prop to Rotary. For every $20 membership we sell, we get $13. And so if you times that by 1,000 people on the trail, that's quite a bit of money. So that's it from me. I just want to reiterate that we have this activity coming up. We want you to buy a gift card. I will be selling gift cards in the back at the end of the presentation. And we implore you to be at our kickoff event at Avery and to bring a friend. So thank you for your time.
Hey, Shannon, and where's Shannon? Okay, I have to pull one out. You haven't pulled one out already, have you? Okay, great. Get your raffle ticket out. We've got the winner here. Drum roll. And Bill Anderson, come on up here while I read out the number. Here is the number, 225-1648. 1648. Okay, someone I see. Oh, yeah, is that Judy? Yay, all right, Judy. We'll get you paid out. Just a few minutes here. Okay, come on up, Bill. Thank you, Emma, for taking time out of your busy schedule to come down here and help us out. We were so well served, so thank you. Okay, moving on with the meeting. Gary, we have some new people that need to be introduced. So we have Gary Kahn and Mike, and someone took my agenda, and a few other people, and Dorothy Rupert and Margie Sullivan. Oh, yes, it's all coming back to me now. And Mark Stern, yes, come on up, guys. Oh, come on down.
Thank you.
How you doing? So glad you're here.
I'm so glad I'm here too.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I just want to greet you as part of the largest humanitarian organization in the world. My research says that Rotarians and Rotary around the world, we are the largest, and I think it's wonderful to be a part of that. I also just want to take a moment, personal privilege, to thank the many people who have supported me. I had breast surgery last week, and it seemed to go well. And I particularly want to thank my doc, Valerie Lippitz, who was not Valerie Lippitz when I heard her a couple of weeks ago. I learned a new part of Valerie when she talked. And Cinda Arsenault, Cinda Collins Arsenault, and Gary Kahn, who's always there checking in on me, seeing that I'm okay. So my privilege today, and on the way up here, she said, "Are you nervous?" And I said, "Usually not so much, but I feel it today." So I'm going to turn my attention now to, at least, this is my second person to get you introduced in the last month, and I'm really thrilled about that. And so it's Margie Sullivan. You want to come stand by me? Thank you. I can look up to her. So, Margie Sullivan. At age 17, Margie had a rare neurological reaction to a vaccine, which attacked her spinal cord, leaving her a paraplegic. After 18 months of rehab, she was able to walk again. Ready to explore, she left her crutches at home in Maryland and very wisely, drove to Colorado seeking adventure. She is grateful for decades of extreme activities, including, listen to this list, hiking 14-niners, downhill skiing, and cycling many thousands of miles. Currently, her activities are less extreme, but she remains active and feels blessed for every day that she is able to keep taking steps. A former software engineer, Margie worked developing radar systems for F-18s and A-7 military jets and testing her display systems at NORAD in Colorado Springs. Later, she worked in the computer networking field. These days, she follows her passion for art and paints abstract landscapes inspired by her many long bicycle rides. And I do happen to know that last night she had an art show at the Peloton, so watch for her shows. Margie has lived in Boulder 29 years and has raised 3 children. She has volunteered for many organizations. She is particularly proud to have started the Expand Boulder Shoulder program, which helped people with disabilities train for and complete the Boulder race. Margie looks forward to ongoing community service with the Boulder Rotary Club. And I just want to mention her 3 kids, because one is a freshman at Fairview, Molly, she's 15. Sean graduated, he's 23, from the Air Force Academy. And Kendall, her oldest daughter, is working for Joe Biden. Now, here's a person I hope you all get to meet and know, and thank you for letting me be the one that introduces her to you. Margie Sullivan. I get a gold star.
Where's your name tag?
I left it in the car.
Can I put it right here?
Yeah.
There you go, thanks. All right, Garrett, come on up.
So I get the pleasure of introducing 2 new Rotarians to you today. It's the first time I've ever done that. But the first is Mark Stern. Dr. Mark Stern actually joined Boulder Rotary Club in 2014, but he had to resign for what I thought was because of work demands. But then I found out that it was actually because he just loved being a red badge so much he wanted to do it again. So Mark is recently retired from being a physician and a leader in medical administration and training. He was the medical director at Fulwell, Colorado, where he trained doctors and providers in new models of healthcare delivery and reimbursement. Mark also worked as the executive medical director for Integrated Care Solutions, which is part of Presbyterian Healthcare System, which is the largest healthcare system in New Mexico. He also was the interim executive medical director, for medical staff affairs, and medical director for the medical management and care coordination for that organization. Mark completed his internal medicine residency at Maimonides Medical Center in Brooklyn, and he practiced emergency medicine then at small rural hospitals and level 1 trauma care centers in large urban areas. So he's seen it all. In addition to his extensive experience in emergency medicine, Mark is certified as an internal medicine and former diplomat of the American Board of Emergency Medicine, and he also studied and received an MBA from the University of Michigan. So Mark is multifaceted and has a tremendous amount of professional experience to bring to the table. And he's married to Shelley Stern, who is also an internist, and she works part-time to support Mark now that he's retired as a physician advisor. And they have 3 wonderful children, Jenna and Gabriella, who are both in great careers now, having served as in the Teach for America program. And Harry, his son, is a second-year medical student. And they have these 2 great Labradoodles, who, if you want to meet them, you can join us in our hiking on Tuesday mornings, where Mark is generally with us. And he also loves to cycle, cook, read, and is a physical fitness nut too. And so please welcome and get to know Mark Stern if you haven't done that already. Okay. It's the second round on the red badge, so not too many of us have gotten to do that. Now, our next inductee is Mike Kercheval. Mike is currently the executive director of the Real Estate Center at the Leeds School of Business at the University of Colorado. Now, Mike tells me he's always wanted to be a Rotarian and that there's, quote, lots of love for Rotary in his family. His father was a passionate Rotarian and almost never missed a meeting. And Mike went to many Rotary meetings with him growing up. And also, both of his kids received Rotary scholarships for college. So we're fortunate to get the opportunity to give him his lifelong wish now. And now, prior to joining the center at the University of Leeds, he was president and CEO of the International Council of Shopping Centers, which is the world's largest commercial real estate trade association. Prior to this gig, Mike spent 13 years as a portfolio manager and real estate investment banker in New York, and spent part of that time in Australia, and the last 3 years in Latin America, where he was the CEO of the Lend-Lease Latin American Realty Advisors. Earlier in his career, Mike was a senior economist with Equitable Life Insurance Company and taught urban economics at his alma mater, Columbia University. And he also, and I don't know if this is in the middle of this or not, but he worked on the staff as a staff environmentalist on the Colorado Governor's Blue Ribbon Panel on Growth Management. So, he's also, since he's wanted to be a Rotarian, he's been in training for this by being heavily involved in the not-for-profit world, where he currently is treasurer of the International Board of Amigos de las Americas, and serves on the boards of the CU President's Leadership Class and Project REAP, which is a national minority-focused real estate education organization. Mike was actually honored as the Outstanding Association Executive by the New York Society of Association Executives and received a Lifetime Industry Achievement Award from an organization for his contributions in the European real estate industry. So, but Mike is a native Coloradan, and in fact, he went to the University of Colorado, where he was a triple major in economics, political science, and international affairs, and, as those of you know, held the prestigious Boettcher Scholarship. And he also has a master's degree now in economics and a PhD in that field from Columbia University. So after almost 40 years in the New York City area, where he never lived close enough to a Rotary Club to give back to his community, which he's always wanted to do, he is relocated with his wife Dana to Boulder in 2016. Along with their two kids, well, I don't know if they're still here. They're not? No. But they raised two kids, Adam and Jackie. Please give a warm Rotary welcome to our newest member now, Mike Kercheval.
Sorry, you get two, but I only have one. Okay, we have some birthdays. Is that right, Dr. Russell?
Actually, there's no birthdays, but I wanted to tell you a little story about this old rancher and his wife are sitting on the front porch and they're looking out at the pasture, and he has his eyes closed, and all of a sudden he hears his wife say, "I love you. You're the person you're the thing that's made my life worth living. I'll always grateful for you." And the old rancher looked up and said, "Oh, that's just the wine talking." And the woman said, "No, that's me talking to the wine."
All right.
Be sure and sit at the birthday table.
All right, we got an announcement video.
Hello, Rotarians and guests, and thank you for being here today.
And a reminder for those of you that signed up, tomorrow is the tree planting with Paul Harris at Harlow Platts Park in South Boulder. Remember, we're meeting at 9 a.m.
Remember to wear your black three-piece suit. Celebrating 25 years with Boulder High's Adelante. Thank you, Michelle Carpenter.
And other Rotarians in the news. Chris Coker almost gets drowned by pies, raising funds for kids at the YMCA. Wow.
Thank you, Chris Coker.
Good job. Woo.
Speaking of outstanding Rotarians, the awards committee would like your help in recognizing members from our club. Please reach out to Marty Evans or Jean Schlossen with your nominations.
And sign-ups for June 22nd's Rotary Comes Home is happening now. Email Anne-Marie Reeder, that's Anne-Marie Reeder, with your choice. And your choices are
Bill Anderson hosting a sous vide spectacular dinner.
Rich and Ruth Irvin hosting a Cuban dinner.
Katie DeKeefer, Jer and Bruce Mock holding a Surfs and Turf Up dinner.
And Diana Sherry is hosting a Provencal picnic.
Krista Marks and Brent Milne hosting an East Meets West dinner.
Remember to sign up now. Slots at these dinners are gonna go quick. I noted this when the Boulder Beer Trail was first introduced, but the inventor of the beer cap got it their inspiration from the Rotary International symbol.
The May Happy Hour is sponsored by BRC's Boulder Beer Trail Committee. It's 4 p.m. on Tuesday, May 7th at the Tap Room at Avery Brewing. Discounted prices on appetizers and drinks will be available. Come join the fun.
And Bill Rubin could use your help volunteering to interview RILA and young RILA candidates. The dates are going to be April 25th and April 26th and April 29th. Contact Bill. He could use our help.
Join us for next week's program. Jonathan Barch, Collective Problem Solving, Building Support for Transportation and Water Infrastructure.
Also next week, President Mike is out of town. Coincidentally, we'll be holding the first annual Mike Brady Roast. Don't miss it. Really, don't miss it.
That's going to be fun.
I can't stop laughing.
Come on, Daryl, say it with me now. Have a great weekend.
So every week I thank Daryl and Sally for the video, and this week I just want to thank Sally. Can't wait till May 10th, the week after you try to do that with me. So I want to thank the people who brought today's meeting together. Norris Hermsmeyer was our past president greeter. We had Fred Bratman as the red badge greeter. Over here at the table was Sue Lunsberry and Tom Chesney and Kathy Olivier. Shannon Lamont helped us out with the raffle that supports our scholarships. And I just want to say thank you to a couple of committee chairs, our program committee, Carl Kurtz and Gary Kahn and Paul Jurdy. Every week they come up with a wonderful program. This was just indicative of the quality of programs that we get week in and week out. And so I just want to say thank you to them. So that being said, have a wonderful weekend. Meeting adjourned.